Okay, we are live.
We are live.
We are live. Lots of people already chatting in the chat room. Lots of anticipation of our special guest. Guests, I should say, plural. Right?
That's right. Yes, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Guest and bonus guest.
It's a 2-for-1. Okay, let's see. We got about a minute and a half. Everything good on your end?
Yeah, everything looks good over here.
All right.
You're wearing a very minimalist Apple shirt today, I see.
Oh yeah, yeah. Just this
Very
is one
subtle.
picked up at the store.
Nice.
Not well. I think I bought this at the mothership.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Nice.
In the gift shop there. Did we go there? Have you been there? I can't remember.
I've been to the old one. Yeah.
Yeah, we went out there. Okay.
Right.
And hey, I might have even purchased that on that trip.
Okay.
And I haven't worn it until today. I don't know. I just decided. I was rolling through the shirts. And I thought, oh, I'll wear this shirt. And you are wearing Jobs versus Woz?
Yeah, the Chibi Jedi Woz, two
The
Steves.
The what?
Chibi.
What's
Chibi. That's a cute anime character style.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Chibi.
And then I guess the lightsabers are forming the
X
10?
for the 10. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I forget. We I think did we talk to the artist on the podcast?
I don't remember. I don't think so. Did we? I don't know. Cool shirt. All right. Well, let's go ahead and record the opening here. Get our guests into the show. So, we ready? And let's go in 3. Oh, well, I might as well do it exactly on time. 3, 2, 1. Welcome to the RetroMacCast with James and John. This is episode 578 for July 18th, 2021. Good morning, John.
Good morning, James.
We were just showing the YouTube audience our special garb for today. At least we're both in black.
Yeah, yeah.
John's a little underdressed, but that's okay.
I didn't realize this was going to be a formal affair. I'll go get my tux.
Yeah, I've got a collared shirt.
Yep.
Change and an Apple shirt purchased from the gift shop at One Infinity Loop. And John has your, what is it? The Chibi?
Chibi.
Chibi.
Chibi. Look it up.
And that is just a style.
That is a style. It is when
style.
you do cute. It's cute, tiny, giant-headed anime characters. Yeah.
All right. Well, he's got a cute, giant-headed Woz and Job squaring off in Jedi attire on his shirt. And do you give a plug? Where did you buy that thing? It's probably
I can't remember. Yeah,
right.
It's been a long time. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, we're stalling too long here. We have a special guest. This has been, I don't know, a month or more in the making, and she has agreed to join us for the whole show. So that'll be fun. It's always fun. We get a guest that's willing to bear with us for an entire episode. So let's get on with it. Let's introduce.
Let's do it.
Miss Fox, Kate, also known as the Macintosh Librarian, and Mackie.
Good morning, guys.
Good morning. Well, is Mackie going to say anything, or is he just going to?
No, Mackie isn't Mike today. He's going to sit quiet and watch.
That's fine. At least he's. Hopefully, he doesn't.
And he
doze
doesn't
off.
have his earpods in right now either.
Oh,
so.
Okay. But he's wearing a hat.
Yes.
What's the significance of the hat? Other
this
than it's
hat,
got a big
I got
giant
it
6-color
on
Apple
eBay.
logo.
It's probably a reproduction, but it has the Kids Can't Wait button, which is Apple's program in the early 90s to get Apple computers into schools. So Apple II,
nice.
It was a program for that.
Great.
You did an episode on that, didn't you?
Yes, I have an episode about how Steve Jobs kind of lobbied his way to get basically the government to pay for Apple computers to be into schools. So they got to do it for free, essentially. So it was good for
Nice.
Apple and good for us users in the end.
Great.
Yeah,
Well-
back when I was in the 80s, it was the Apple IIs. And, that was a great way to get kids started. Of course, when parents are going to go buy a computer, what are they going to buy? They're going to buy what their kids used to. So
Right.
makes sense. Yep.
Yeah, it's great to be on the show. Thanks for having me on.
Well, thank you. We're going to hold off a longer discussion with Kate about the show and that how it all came together. We're going to go ahead and record our standard sequence here, right, John? So we're going to do some eBay finds. Anything else we need to mention at the top of the show?
Not on my end.
Not on your end? All right. Okay. Well, then I guess we'll be right back with some eBay finds. Okay. Now we're breaking. We're still live streaming, so be careful what you say. Unless you want to say something that you're going to be haunted forever.
Right.
We
We're
want
still
that.
live streaming. So do you record everything, I guess, live to tape to where you can just cut it later?
Well,
For James's audio, but the podcast, this just stays up just as is.
I see.
Everything is in there, but then
yeah, I'm stopping and starting the segment.
Yeah.
And we don't usually have to edit them because we're not professionals. So I just stitch them together and put the music in there and then send it off.
There's some a lot of love for the Macintosh librarian in the chat here. I see, going to be a great show. Yes,
I see some familiar faces, familiar names.
All right, let's get on with eBay finds.
All right,
are you ready, John?
I am.
Everybody's
all
ready.
Set.
Everybody's ready. Okay, let's go in 3, 2, 1. It's time for the eBay finds. Last week, what is that? A new in the box style writer? Oh my gosh. Who couldn't use one of those? I bet Mackie would love.
I'm in the market for an Apple printer, actually, so I might take a bite of this.
Has Mackie ever been connected to a printer?
He has when he was back in school, but not recently. Not here in the library. I don't have one.
All right. That'd be a great thing for him to be able to speak through the printer. Let's see.
All his text forms. No.
This one is still available. Buy it now. $3.99. There's no make an offer. I don't know. I don't know if I'd pay $3.99, although it's tempting. Let's see. And then let me get all my windows together here. We had the 2C Plus. This was kind of a weird one. When I pulled it back up, I couldn't actually find the original auction. So I really don't know the status of this. I don't know if I had the link saved wrong or what happened here. But it says currently sold out. So maybe that means it was sold, but I don't have any record of what it went for. The watch, of course, this is the what we were calling the Gizmo watch that inspired last week's Gizmo clock. That one is still available. Buy it now, $160.55. Okay, this week, what do we got? We got this sign. Who brought this sign to the attention of us?
That's cool.
Me.
Just
ran across it
to your own attention.
Yes, I ran across it on eBay. It's a very, very nice looking sign.
That's a very nice sign.
It's a good sign. Let's see. The description says hard to find. And it is spaced out like that. Hard to find. Fantastic opportunity to own a genuine Apple dealer retail logo sign. Lights up in a beautiful apple white. Condition. Is there an apple white? I don't know if they had a special white called apple white. Anyway, condition on the front is really good. There are a couple small scratches on the back that are only really noticeable when you get up close. If you have an Apple computer collection, this makes a perfect addition. Has hooks ready for hanging. I will bubble wrap, put in a box, then bubble wrap that box in another box, so it arrives safe and sound. Complete your museum in style. Do we get dimensions on this thing?
Believe.
Oh, there it
there
is.
was. Hang on.
27
Yeah.
inches wide by 32 inches tall and 6 inches deep.
This sounds very expensive. Also.
Yeah, I'll take your guess on what you think they want for us. This
Well,
looks like
with
you get.
the
Yes. What do you think?
spacing on the very rare find, it sounds like it's going to be upwards of 1,000 plus.
You are spot on. They want a buy it now of $1,000.
Oh wow!
There is a make an offer, but I'm sure the make an offer would not be much lower than the $1,000
Right.
for the buy it now.
Yeah,
It
and
is. It is gorgeous.
two-sided too.
Two-sided. Look at that thing. Oh, I would love that hanging behind me for the podcast. Just saying.
I'm not sure it would fit there unless you shrunk your head somehow. Oh, you have to. Well, I guess it was off-centered or something. There you go. Now we can put
That
the
makes
sign
sense.
there.
You can have it hang from the ceiling like a big apple
That's
halo
right.
around your head.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, this one ships from Portland, Oregon, and looks like they're going to throw in shipping there if you do the buy it now. Ends when? Ends whenever somebody buys it, I guess. So
I wonder how they got it, because I would think Apple.
there are some things that could be said about Portland in this time, and what's been going on with the Apple Store. I'm gonna avoid any kind of controversy,
Right.
but hopefully this was obtained in a legal and respectful way. Let's just say that. But there it is. Okay,
Looks nice though.
so no takers out there. Anybody in the chat gonna snap that one up? No, I guess not. All right, John, you want to cover this?
Yeah.
This is kind
All
of an
right.
oddball.
So next up, this is a very odd auction for an Apple Macintosh SE30 1988 monitor is what it says. So first of all, the seller Primo 5006 has 0 cells. They've never apparently sold anything, at least under this name, on eBay. And it shows, first of all the photos are taken at a very weird wide aspect ratio and sideways. And we have a very odd side view, narrow side view of the front of an SE30, the back of an SE30, and the Macintosh user's guide with a mouse and a keyboard. Now, at no point has this thing been turned on in any of these photos. So who knows about that? What else can we say about this? The very, very thorough description down at the bottom, which says Apple Macintosh SE30 1988 monitor. So, so if you want to get yourself a mystery SE30, it'll cost you $196.50 for the current. This is 10 bids. It currently has 10 bids. So
there's a lot
I don't
of
know. It
interest.
must have started very, very low. This is coming out of Rutledge, Georgia. And let's see, like shipping to us in Florida would be about $20. This ends in 3 days, this coming Wednesday. It does have a lot of, and it's not that great a shape. So I'm guessing somebody is really just hoping that they've got a semi-working. I see there is a floppy disk stuck in the drive.
Isn't a good sign.
Never a good sign, right? Never a good sign. There's a lot of never good sign about this auction.
So the last one was a great sign. This one is not a good sign.
Right.
There's a good mare of
bug
dust.
splatter on it.
Yeah.
This has been sitting somewhere.
Yeah.
For
So
a
the
while.
reason this caught my eye is because, for one, it's like the worst possible way to sell a computer, right?
Yes.
Bad
Yes.
pictures, covered in grime, no description, not powered on, right? And so on and so forth.
Yeah.
However, the other thing that caught my eye is that there's a ton of interest in this. I mean, 10 bids have already bid this up to almost $200.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That just shows you kind of
What the SE30 is.
Yeah, what the SE30 can command, even in this state, even in a sketchy auction. Now, it could be that Primo 5006 has a bunch of even sketchier friends that have bid this up. I don't know. That seemed like a lot of... That's possible.
I was
But
surprised that the SE30 has gone up in price as much. To get this quality of one up to almost $200 is surprising.
Mm-hmm.
And I take it back. I don't see a keyboard. I just see a mouse. I thought the first picture showed the keyboard. I see that's just the book on its side. So, just a mouse.
There's no expansion cards that would. I thought maybe there was some sort of expansion card that would.
Right,
get
like an
people
Ethernet
interested,
card
but-
that was visible, or something.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I really don't think it's a little dusty, but it's not dinged up. It's not scratched. Minimal yelling. This could be a
clean up
find.
pretty well.
Could, yeah, and
Could
I
be a
think
diamond in the rough.
could be. And so I think some people are betting on that. So we'll find out next week how badly everybody wants this. Okay, and next.
Oh wow.
I'm glad they I don't even want to say the person's name, but I'm glad they gave us a warning as to who was selling it by putting their name very big on the picture.
Well, this is an Apple Mac vintage rainbow colored logo carpet rug, 36 inches by 40 inches.
Wow.
Being sold by somebody who's known for their terribly high prices.
Well, we'll get some guesses here on what this might be going for, but let me read the description. It says, for your consideration at this wonderful auction is one unique and collectible carpet rug in the shape of a vintage Apple rainbow colored logo emblem. It is 36 inches by 40 inches and is in very clean quality condition. It is a thick carpet style rug and looks great in the hallway, washroom, or media room of an Apple Macintosh collector's home. The legacy rainbow Apple shaped logo existed from the early 80s to 1998, and then give us a little history. I'll skip by that. Okay, 6 colors, right? Got your original 6 colors. It'll be wrapped in plastic and shipped inside a sturdy packaging to keep the moisture out.
So this does not
that's
look
it.
like it's a vintage. This looks like something that was
Custom,
custom.
you think?
Probably
Yes,
an
I
Apple retailer. Someone was like, I want this custom Apple rug made. Back in the 80s when they were the independent retailers.
I wonder.
That could probably
I wish
happen.
they, and I think for the price they're asking, we deserve a little more on the provenance here.
Right.
Or maybe
Right.
it was sitting inside the Apple headquarters at some point. I don't know.
Well, that would help justify the price,
Right.
especially if Steve Jobs used to sit on it and meditate. Then and
Used to
only
sit on
then,
it and hug his Mac. Yes.
yes,
Right.
then and only then would it be worth the buy it now of
Oh.
$2,999.99, or you can make
That's
an offer.
high.
Yeah. So Scarlet Swordfish. It looks like the way it sits and everything. It looks like a bath mat. It looks like it's.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
It
it looks
actually
like
looks
it's
kinda
in
cheap.
the bathroom right there.
Yeah.
In that picture. The lighting
Very
is
true.
bad. There's no straight on shot of like a,
Yeah, I'm not sure. I know I would never sell any rug that once lived in my bathroom.
wow. That's
Well, yeah. So I guess everybody agrees it's probably not worth the buy it now of $3,000. Okay, and there is a make an offer option. So we'll see if get any takers on this next
how
week.
much would you pay for this?
$50. Without the history, without really knowing the
Yeah.
legitimacy,
Mhm.
it seems like you could
A nice Apple rug. You never know. He could
100
have bought it,
tops.
commissioned somebody and
Right.
AliExpress to make it. And,
Exactly. Right. Right.
right. Like, you never know.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, these would you could sell a ton of these if they're reasonable
Mhm.
price. A ton of them if you can make them in quantity. Yeah,
Right. And Apple doesn't.
looks like
stop.
All right, the audio end is done.
Okay.
Is-
Good.
I
'Cause I
guess
can
the
raise my
exclusive
chair
one.
again because this is very
Oh.
uncomfortable. I didn't want to do that on.
Oh, yes. You're low.
There we are.
Okay. We'll roll right into the next segment. If you need to give any feedback, anybody, people had bids, 1,000, 2,000. Yes, excellent bath.
These
mat,
are their
yes.
guesses on the price.
Oh, that was a guess. They weren't
It's
too bad.
somebody. All things DG said it's the rug he cried on when he was fired. Steve
Oh,
Jobs, you were talking about it would make it worth.
It still
And
has
then
the
of course
dried tears.
we have a it really pulls the room together comment. So bravo for that.
All right, let's go. Here we go. We're gonna start recording here in 3, 2, 1. All right. Well, we introduced Miss Fox earlier in the show, but we didn't get a chance to chat. This is the time when we talk about the show and Kate's origin story, or however this everything came together. That's what I'm interested in, and a good place to start, right?
Origin story, right?
And Mackie, yeah. So let's see. I went back and I saw that the first episode debuted on YouTube in January of last year, right?
Yes.
Yes,
that's correct.
And how did that first episode come to be? How did the whole show come to be?
Well, originally I was into editing videos. I used to do some drone flying with my DJI drone, and I also was into retro computers, RetroMacs, and I wanted to combine my video editing and my RetroMac love into one project. And I was like, well, I think there are a lot of videos out there, YouTube videos, where there's, a talking head talking about a computer, doing projects and stuff. So I was like, I need to make this me. I need to make this project feel more fun, more cute, something that kind of screams Kate. And so I really wanted to have a puppet, like an actual puppet. And I realized that having a puppet on screen when I'm trying to also be talking and interacting with said puppet is going to be pretty difficult. So I decided that a digital puppet would be the best way to go about things.
Genius.
And yes.
Absolutely.
So did you have this idea? How far did you get on the puppet? Was it
On
gonna
the
be a Mac
physical puppet idea,
Yeah.
I didn't. It was all mental conception. I didn't actually do that. But I did film episode 1 2 other times that are scrapped concepts, I guess. One where you couldn't see my face, which was the original concept. It was just going to be Mackie and me talking with my hands. And I was like, no, this doesn't make any sense. This feels kind of like if y'all saw Muppet Babies, the cartoon where like you never see the adults' faces. It was going to be kind of like that, where you can see the computers in their little world, but you wouldn't see the adults in it. And I guess that proved to be too difficult and too awkward, I guess, especially since I'm doing a lot of talking in my videos. So.
And then where the idea, the Macintosh librarian, that whole concept, where you were then part of the show, and then you were the Macintosh librarian.
Do you have a history in education?
So the education history with me, I am not an educator by profession. I'm actually an engineer, but my parents were both teachers. My mom in particular was an elementary school teacher for like 30 plus years. And so I went to her school when I was little, and that school was Apple and Macintosh school. So all the computers there, she had about, when I first started in like first grade, there was 2 Apple IIs and like 4 2GSs in the classroom. So that was really my first experience with computers. And as far as education goes, I kind of saw in my mind my first introduction to computers was in school. My first introduction to Apple computers was in school. And so I kind of associated computers and education with Apple computers in my mind. And I wanted to know more about how those two tied together, like the Kids Can't Wait program that I mentioned earlier. And I've always kind of had that librarian motif, just kind of wearing the glasses and the cardigans and the dresses and stuff. So
So you didn't have to create the character. You were
character. Yes. So I was going to be a retro computer teacher at first.
Uh-huh.
And then I was like, no, I want to concentrate on Macintoshes because that's my passion. And so I kind of mixed it up a little bit, played with different names, and ended up with Macintosh Librarian.
Wow.
Love it. Love it.
It's a perfect idea. It works really well. I think if you haven't seen it, you need to go immediately out to YouTube and look it up. And then Mackie.
I have shown Macintosh Librarian to so many people who aren't necessarily collectors but they all love your videos. So
That's awesome.
yeah.
I'm glad to hear that my videos can kind of be like an entry point into the retro world. I know that some of my friends and some of my boyfriend's friends are like, oh, I watched your videos, and they're far from being a retro computer collector or anything. I think with Mackie there, they kind of, they want to see what's going to happen next. It's kind of a friendly character that brings people in.
Oh yeah.
But in the meantime, you're also giving out really great information on, like your one where you talked about the floppy emu and the SCSI SD or some of the other tech ones. But Mackie makes it more fun for people who aren't necessarily that tech motivated.
Right. Mackie's kind of the foil where I kind of bounce my ideas off him. He doesn't know that much, especially about computers, even though he is one himself. So he's kind of the stand-in for the audience, I guess, in some episodes.
So how, since you mentioned Mackie, I'm curious how Mackie comes to life. I mean, I don't want to, I hate to, we were talking about this earlier before the show started about possibly spoiling it to people that Mackie is not actually sentient. Is not really true AI. I know you bill him as such, but
yes, I know it's like saying Santa. Talking about the origins of
you guys keep mentioning that. What's wrong with Santa? What happened to Santa?
Nothing's
No,
wrong. Santa will
real.
be here
Oh,
again.
okay. All right. Okay.
And so Mackie's also real now. Well,
I knew it.
Mackie has a couple different forms. Like right now behind me, he's running on an LCD screen that's inside an SE30. And it's running in a Raspberry Pi. And so it's his face that I pre-rendered on Adobe Premiere and After Effects. And I kind of have a loop of, different animation cells, I guess you could say, of what he's doing. And I also use Adobe Character Creator, and that helps me tremendously with getting the eyes and the mouth and the different like if they call it like visemes, where you can move the mouth in certain shapes based on your speaking, and so it kind of automatically does a lot of that for me.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So I kind of combined that, and in the videos, sometimes he's actually there in my videos because it makes it easy for some of the effects to actually have him physically there. But sometimes I do edit the face in with Adobe Premiere or After Effects.
So Mackie,
go ahead, John.
how many different shells has Mackie been in? Wasn't he in a classic or a classic 2 for a while?
Well, his origin story is that he was originally in a classic, and he can transfer, through the serial ports to different computers
So
or
like
through
Newton.
discs.
I saw the Newton.
Yes, he goes to
which is
Newton.
cute. Yeah.
He's been in a 2GS. He's been in a Performa in the Glypha video, where I wanted to demonstrate the color aspect. That was one of the few color Macintoshes with a good screen that I had at the
That's
time.
when he was running around in the game. Yeah.
Yes.
That was very entertaining.
And he's also been in a color classic and 2GS.
That's great. That is great.
Yeah.
And the voice. How does the voice done? Who is the voice?
The voice is done by my boyfriend, David. And so he he's very good at doing impressions and voices. I think he's been doing it since he was younger. And so he's been a tremendous help with getting Mackie to life, giving him actual personality and stuff. So he'll do the voice in his regular tonality. His voice isn't as high as Mackie's naturally. And then we pitch it up a few octaves.
So he's not sucking down a ton of helium to.
No. I'm sure that's how they did in the old days, or the fast record or whatever. But
so does he write with you, or do you do the whole? You write the whole dialogue and everything.
I write like 95% of the content, and he helps me with some of the jokes, and he definitely helps me with editing. He's a good writer, so he helps me edit the content down. When I write, I can go on long diatribes of this is, the technical aspects of it. And he's like, well, do we really want to get this into the weeds right here? Or Mackie hasn't said anything in a while. I think it's time for him to talk. And he has the comedy.
Mackie's such a diva.
Right.
Well, that's great. I'm really happy to hear all what goes into that.
It is
it's
a lot
pulled
of
off seamless. I'm sure it's got I'm sure it takes you a long time to put together
which is
a finished episode.
Right now I'm in the middle of moving to a new house and thus a new studio and a new Mac room. So I am the production schedule is kind of wonky right now. So to all my fans out there, I'm sorry.
We're looking forward to seeing your new setup. When what you've got in the background going on here with the proper color apple stripes at that nice jaunty angle looks fantastic.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this room, what we're looking at right now, is not the studio.
It is the studio. It's
okay.
Part of the studio. The studio is about 6 times bigger than the space that you're looking at right here. So
nice.
I have a wall right behind this computer, which is going to be my my lab corner, where I'll have my soldering iron, my oscilloscope, and my function generator and stuff like that. And that's going to be sitting over there. And then I have my retro computer desk, which right now it has my Color Classic and a Apple IIe sitting there temporarily. This is all on furniture that I just bought at IKEA yesterday. So to get you an idea of how moved in I am. There's a lot of boxes still around me, but I try to make this area a little pretty, so it didn't look too hodgepodge on camera.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So what is in store for the Macintosh Librarian and Mackie? Like, do you have a next episode?
Yeah, so this is behind the scenes sneak peek. But the next episode I'm going to be working on is Logo.
The programming language.
Yes, Logo, the programming language, which the creators of Logo wouldn't like it to be called a programming language. It was created by Seymour Papert. And he was a researcher in early childhood education, and he wanted to create a math world where kids can play with math and interact with the computer. And I guess Logo for me was kind of if anyone doesn't know what Logo is, it's you type in simple commands like go forward and you move a cursor on the screen.
A turtle,
draw
right?
Shapes. Yes, it's a turtle. So it's a turtle, but it's also just a little triangle on the screen that moves around. So you can draw little shapes on the screen. And this was something that was very popular in school back in the Apple II days.
Right. It's kind of like the sort of the concept is sort of like what Swift is now.
Yes,
I think, right?
Exactly. It kind of developed into the concept of it, kind of moved forward with things like Python and Swift. Having a simple environment, a relatively simple environment, where someone could, with a basic understanding of mathematics, come in and develop something interactive, something that can happen on the computer, develop a program for the computer. And so I'm going to be going into the history of logo and the importance of logo in education, and the importance of logo in making Apple the computer of educators in the 90s, because that kind of helped build up the popularity of even just the concept of having computers in schools back in the day.
So this is I remember playing with Logo on my Apple II. Was there, you're talking about in the 90s, was there a Mac version?
There was a Mac version of Logo.
Okay.
But
All
when
right.
I was in school, I used Logo on the 2GS even through the 90s.
Okay.
So I think they kept the 2GSs around. Well, not around. The 2GS had a longer lifespan in education than probably it did at in the home, because there's a lot of software for the Apple II and 2E that kind of could easily be used in the 90s in the 2GS,
Yeah.
right?
Okay. Sure.
Fantastic. Well, I'm looking forward to that. I can't wait to see you teach Mackie how to program in Logo or whatever, however you're gonna do it.
Yes, we have
Sounds
some
like fun.
simple Logo children's books back here, and he's been perusing those. And
Okay.
So he'll be doing some Logo art for y'all.
Well, terrific. Well, when that episode comes out, we'll certainly remind people here about it. And until then, thanks for coming on. And well, I'm not going to say goodbye yet because you're going to stick around for the rest of the episode, I think, right? But
Yes.
Thanks for sharing your story of the Macintosh librarian. We look forward to many more episodes.
Thanks for having me on.
All right.
So
Audio is done. We're now on.
there are some people that presented the last couple of years at Kansas Fest that are trying to do something more modern with Logo.
Really?
Paleotonic. Let me go.
When John's looking that up, I remember I was on an Apple II Plus probably in middle school, and I can still remember the moment that I turned that on and was messing around with Logo for the first time. And that was the only time I ever done it, because I think I quickly grew tired of that and just played games. But I still remember sitting there exactly where I was, all those years ago when I typed in some commands and moved what was supposed to be a turtle around the screen.
For me and a lot of my peers, we had Logo classrooms where about at least I think it was not every day, but like maybe twice a week, we would go to the computer lab where each of us would have a 2GS and we would go over a lesson, and it would be, here's a concept in Logo that has to do with mathematics. And it would end up kind of devolving into just drawing art and things like that. But.
So I just sent you in the link for in StreamYard. You should see it. Link for Micromate. It's a new Apple IIe emulator that actually has some 3D stuff built into it. And Apple compatible basic and Logo interpreters rewritten in native Go, which provide additional video modes, including 3D modes, function, user interface enhancements, local network, and internet-based screen sharing, and more. So it's maybe something you want to take a look at.
That is neat.
Yeah.
I will definitely add this to the script. A more modern take on the classic Logo, which is that is pretty awesome. Well, thanks for sending that over.
Sure.
Bookmark it.
We just got a couple of news stories, so let's roll right into that. All right. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. All right, let's turn to the news. John, did you ever mess around with iDOS, that DOS emulator that was on iOS?
No, I did not.
I remember when this first came out many years ago, and then there was a version 2 of it that came out, and now they're in a bit of a hot water with Apple because it violates some of, or or many of their guidelines on how you use iOS, particularly the way they're using file sharing to get software into the emulator, right? This idea of executing code through file sharing is a no-no. So this might be the last time. I think it may still be up. I know they gave him a little time to fix it. Of course, if he fixes it, well, it won't work.
Right. Really, will it work
Right.
for what it's intended to be, which is a DOS emulator,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, it's been years since I messed with it, but it's pretty powerful. So if you're a retro computer fan and into DOS and want to pull up some classic old DOS games, like right there is illustrated, obviously Castle, or I say Wolfenstein 3D.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
With the virtual keyboard and all that. Get on out there to the App Store and get a copy of it before it's too late. And this one, I wanted to show this a while back. I never got around to it, and I stumbled across it. This was a YouTube video, Massive Apple Vintage Collection Purchase, posted by West Island Electronics back on June 8th. And it's a short video, and I'll just play it here. Looks like, I don't know if this is the guy's house, but
Oh wow!
there's a few Macs in here. You're gonna have to hopefully you don't get seasick watching this,
I
but
see some IKEA cabinets.
a nice. I
Holy
don't know
cow.
what the total count
Oh my
is,
gosh.
Yeah.
but it was somebody's collection, I guess. That this.
Oh wow, it's another
reseller
room
of
for
electronics.
it.
Yeah, it just goes.
Gee
It's
whiz.
Oh my
pretty
gosh.
overwhelming. But
Okay,
they're going
that's,
on-
I mean, hundreds and hundreds.
Yeah.
of-
of like from every generation, from
Yeah.
the original classic Macs
Yeah.
rolling through.
There's
you know,
up there
Oh my
too in the
gosh.
rafters.
yeah, the
Oh my
rafters.
gosh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's
And I'll just
That's
roll
a
while we talk
collection.
about it again. But yeah, there's twos and there's. To see the IMAX along the bottom.
I saw some 2Cs, didn't I, at the
some
very
parts.
beginning also?
two
Yep.
E's,
Yep.
couple two
Lots of power
C's.
books. Yeah, lots
G3,
of
G4 towers.
towers.
I like his
Clamshell
paper
iBooks.
holder. Clamshell iBook holder.
And yeah, and do we even walk through? I think there was stuff on the right side. Maybe
Yeah.
we spin it around right there. We get a little glimpse of what's going on in there.
It looks
But
like it might have been
yeah, where's the stuff on the rafters? They're right. Oh my gosh, those are all
Keyboards.
keyboards. Yeah,
Right.
keyboards that's stored up there. Wow. Yeah, a lot of stuff. Anyway, they're selling this stuff on eBay. Yeah, it was electronics. What did I say? It was West Island Electronics. They're not collectors themselves. They're just gonna try to flip the whole thing. So
Oh wow.
Man.
I guess you can go out and search on that. But yeah, quite a find. That's pretty much all I had for the news. There was one other thing that I was hunting down. I had, we're on all these different platforms, and every platform you can save it for later. And then, of course, I don't remember where I saved it. Like I
Oh
need
my
something else that aggregates the saves where I saved
All the
things.
platforms.
Yeah, I thought it was on Reddit, then I thought it was on Facebook. But somebody had posted a picture of, the black Performa 5400. The rare black.
The
right.
Australian. Mm-hmm, yeah.
There was a director's edition. Does that ring a
Oh.
bell? A director's edition version of it. I wanted to show a picture of it. Maybe I could probably Google it or something. But somebody had acquired one of these things, and it looks like a regular 5400, and the black one, but it also has this director's edition with the director's chair. Chris says he saw it. Remember where you saw it, Chris? So it has like like one of these director's chairs.
Yeah. Like
that's
little
cool.
logo.
there's a little
edition.
director's chair. That is crazy.
Yeah.
I've never seen that before.
Director's edition. I probably could have just, if I wanted to pull up a generic picture, if you type in director's edition. There's even a YouTube video of it. So there you go. Just Google it. The DE director's edition, sold only in Australia. Pretty awesome version.
It's always
So-
neat to find these other versions. It's like a different universe of Macintoshes out there in different countries.
Yeah, right. And the hard drives spin the other direction too. If people
That's
don't
right.
know that.
Oh,
All right. I always have to end it when I say something clever and people laugh. That's my cue to stop recording. All right.
this is your version of the mic drop. You just mic mute. Ha.
But it's a
Well,
poem.
we will do the outro. Okay. And then we'll all say goodbye. And we'll stick around on the live stream here for a bit after that. But let's do the audio outro in 3, 2, 1. Okay. Well, our thanks to Kate, Miss Fox, the Macintosh librarian. Thank you for joining
Yeah,
us.
thanks for having me on. It was a lot of fun.
I'm glad you enjoyed yourself. Check out her YouTube channel, Macintosh Librarian. What do you got, about a dozen, 15 episodes, something like that, of various segments?
I wish it was 15, but it's right
Is
now
it?
it's about 9 episodes.
9.
So we're working on
It
new
seems like so
episodes,
much more
so-
because they're so rich. And more to come after you finish your move.
Yes. Coming soon within the next month or so.
Next week, John, are you going to share with us your experiences from Kansas Fest?
From Kansas Fest? That sounds like a plan. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you have a good time?
I did. Though next year should be in person, so looking
We said
forward to
that last
but-
year. Did we say that?
Yeah, I know, but they announced it this year that it's last.
Oh.
Last year was a maybe we'll see. This year it's gonna
Definitely.
for next year.
Regardless of what happens out there.
Yeah. That's it. No, no matter what. No, no.
All right. Well, I want to hear. I didn't get to attend. John was the emissary for the podcast, and I saw that you even participated in like a 50-person Zoom or something.
Well, we have our all the podcasters all get onto a single podcast, the mega podcast, every year.
I see.
Yeah, there was about 12, 13 of us in that podcast, I think.
Cool. Yeah, I'll check that out too. All right. Okay, so next week, Kansas Fest recap. And anything else? Anybody needs to? Any final comments? Nothing.
No.
Nothing.
Check out MacintosHlibrarian.com for all the
Yes, of
videos
course.
and Patreon links and whatever.
All right, Kate. You wanna give the final tagline? If I lead you in.
Sure. I can do that.
Until next week, remember, it's not old.
It's retro.
All right,
Fantastic.
there we go.
Nice.
Good show, everybody. We're still live, by the way.
Awesome.
All right, thanks everybody for joining in the chat. Let's see, any final comments? We need to look over here. Yep. Thank you,
I saw.
everybody.
Yeah, Steve was attended Kansas Fest also. So the virtual Kansas
Oh,
Fest.
awesome.
Yeah.
All right.
So Kansas Fest is something I didn't even know existed until I saw the virtual links to it last year.
You know, it's very it's going to be very interesting the following year, and they're talking about trying to make sure that they've always like streamed all the different things that they do,
Yeah.
the different talks and stuff. But it's going to be interesting to see what they've learned from this last 2 years and what they bring into the actual physical Kansas Fest. The actual site for Kansas Fest can only hold maybe about 110 people max, because it actually takes place at a university in Kansas City where the dorms are empty in the summer, and so we're all in
Yeah.
dorm rooms in a college campus.
That's
It's
fun.
kind of interesting.
That's funny.
It is a lot of fun though, and it's a week long, and it's pretty darn fun. It is. I have to say, it is fun to be there in person for that sort of stuff. So, yes, it's.
That sounds like a very unique experience.
It is. It really is. But the virtual, they did such a fantastic job doing both this last year and this year. Learned what worked and didn't work last year. So the virtual event this year was very well done. Yeah.
All right.
Cool.
Well, thanks again, Kate, for joining
Yeah.
us.
It
That
was
was a
fun.
lot of fun. And
I was a little
didn't
nervous.
wanna-
but
Oh.
That was good. Mackie had your back.
Yeah.
yes, he
You're
did.
good.
He had my back with his
All
cool
right.
hat.
Well, we don't want to keep you too long and get you let you go for the rest.
Get
for the
those
rest of
Allen
the
wrenches
weekend.
out. Start putting together
Right.
IKEA
I'm gonna
furniture.
start building another desk. Bought a new standing desk, so hopefully that'll be nice. So,
All right. Well,
Thank you again
hey,
so much.
that was a lot of
Yeah.
fun.
Yes, thanks for having me
We'll
on.
check
That
in
was
with you at some other time down the road. And
Yes, definitely.
all right.
I'll keep in touch.
Okay. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. John and I are left. Okay. Do we got anything more to say? I don't think so. I'm gonna
think so.
end.
That was
we should
so
end the
much fun.
broadcast here.
So much fun.
So much fun. Yep. All right. Bye, everybody in the chat. Thanks for joining us.
Bye.
We'll see you next week.